A very warm welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Now this is a cooking stroke foodie channel, but for just one video I'm going to stray completely off topic. So today, if you don't mind, I'm going to share a clip which involves another passion of mine, and that is flight and flight simulation. I've been a keen flight simmer since Windows 95, and yes, I know that's really showing my age. I've recently just celebrated my big 50th birthday. And I was lucky enough to fulfill a lifelong dream and spend an hour in a full motion level D flight simulator. Now these are 10 million pound machines and they really are the real deal. Now this one perfectly replicates a Boeing 737-800 and they used to train airline pilots. Which leads me to the big question, can a flight simmer land a Boeing 737-800? Admittedly, I have a little real life experience in small GA aircraft, but nothing anywhere close to an airliner. The only experience I've had with the Boeing 738 is what I've learned on my PC. Just before we begin, I would just like to make one point. Even though this simulator is exactly the same as a 737, if you crash it, you're not going to die and you're not going to hurt yourself. So of course you've not got that added pressure, and you've also not got to worry about trying to save 150 souls on board the aircraft. So for me, that is a huge difference. Admittedly, at the start of the hour in the simulator, I made several silly mistakes. I was like a fish out of water, but I soon got settled in and started to get used to it. So let's head down to Quadrant Systems near Gatwick, where I'm joined by Captain Mac, a Ryanair captain. Wish me luck. So here we are. I was that nervous, my legs are almost shaking. If you're from the UK and you've flown with Ryanair or Jet2, you've flown on a Boeing 737-800 or a very similar variant. So after all of these years, I'm finally swapping my flight deck for the real thing. It was literally just as I expected. So here we are, sat at Gatwick, runway 26 left. I'm programming the FMC for a straight out departure where we'll fly a full circuit and back around for an ILS approach. And this is where I think the moment and my nerves got the better of me. Even though I activated toga, my right hand should not have left the throttles, but luckily Mac had me covered. It's a lot of delay there, isn't it?
Very stable. Control of the pedals.
First takeoff in a bag, we levelled off at 9,000 feet where I struggled a little bit to maintain altitude.
Because there's a delay.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I feel like I'm descending while I am.
So how does it feel?
Quite physically demanding, if I'm honest. The autopilots are fully on, aren't they? You're not doing anything there, are you?
So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 turns. One with full hydraulics, which you've done. One with failed engine-driven hydraulic pumps, so tell me how the aircraft feels. Then we're going to take it to bare minimum, which is like a Cessna, Abrams.
Yeah.
So let's do the first turn at 30 degrees, so we're heading north towards the Victoria now. Tell me how does that feel? Controllable?
Yeah.
Banking.
Not as much. No, it's sloppier.
Banking.
Now it was time to perform a stall. This is what you definitely don't want happening in real life. You're going to stall me?
Yeah. Arrows up. You just try and maintain the 9,000. don't make the aircraft pitch up. You just try and maintain your altitude the best you can. So follow the flight level. Then all you're going to do is pitch to the brown area once we stall. So keep pulling up. Just in shape. It's a little bit of a stall because you're so much pull up too high. So follow your flight level. Hold there. That's it. Follow it. He's going to tell you to maintain that now before we go. Make sure your wings are level.
As we approach a stall, the aircraft is becoming increasingly difficult to manage.
And the main thing is, and then just keep going. You can hear the sound. Yeah. I'm quiet.
Wow. Following the fun and games, it was now time to prepare for my first ILS approach.
You're already in it, are you?
Yeah.
I see why you have a dual crew now. That'd be quite a lot to find the aircraft at the same time.
Oh yeah. Right, so they want us down to 4,500 feet.
So you also command now.
Yeah, if you want to press that. Yeah, that's it, that's the command now. Then you get the full line at 01, turn left, turn right, heading 110.
What's the name on it again? Change off standard?
Yeah.
What's the altimeter?
We'll set our barrow to 500.
Minimums.
Turn right, heading 150. Continue descent to 3,000.
3,000. Crash landing point to do that.
Flash 30 approach, 138, plus the finds out.
I'll tell you a little of that. It's the, on the approach at any point? Or?
Yeah, well, once we start to get, so we've got the localizer on the right.
Yeah.
So we're descending fine. Yeah, right here 01, reduce speed to 230.
Not that it ever would happen, but if a flight simulator found themselves in this situation, they would be managing the autopilot the same as I'm doing now. They wouldn't be flying manually.
So you get an idea of where we are, so they'll bring us round and then...
Quite tight between in them.
I'll bring it in quite nice. Okay. And I'll give you a long final. So there's the Thames estuary there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, right there's 01, turn right, heading 170.
So now we're the two around.
So now they're giving like our base turn.
Course is already set.
Yeah, 247.
Yeah. That's set 910.
But you can change this one, just put it in standby as 110, just to get a feel of this rather than having to click the mouse and see how it's going.
Always wants to do that.
Because it's at the back, we don't get to hear it.
And then you can't. That's true.
So the only one you can hear is that. The speeds are coming down, yeah. The 220 flaps. waiting for the intercept.
Yeah.
When they do,
Do we need to hold the approach or not? Or
not yet.
Yeah.
So once we're on the intercept, we can do.
Okay. I will take the autopilot out of.
Whenever you're
This is a long time, isn't it? 19 miles.
You say that, but then you're coming real quick, so I've brought you out further. So
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. I didn't want a short one, not further this time.
So we're just going to wait for their intercept. So we're already at flaps 1, things are good.
Yeah.
Got
I know what's going on now. When I took off, I was all over the place. I didn't know what was happening.
it throws you.
And it's like, the overload is immense.
Yeah. So we're 17.4.
Yeah.
Hopefully by 15 DME, that'll give us their intercept. There's our runway. So I might just see it there.
A
500.
little bit funny. They take it a little bit too seriously for me, so.
Right, 01, turn right, heading 227. You can hit for the ILS.
227, good, the ILS.
See there, we've got 4 lights sliding
channel.
Okay, we want to get down to 2,500 feet. The vertical speed though, quite 500 feet in there. So it's just about right, let's go fast.
Watch fine.
And what we're going to do is go gears down now, just a little bit early so at least you get to do it. Gears down. Flaps 15. Match the speed. Gears down 3, wings out 15. Speed brakes down.
Back one out.
Okay, line of line. My hands are going to be here for approach because the last thing we want to do is smack it in. Then what happens, the hydraulics will pause, the whole sim will come down and we'll have to do everything again.
I'll spring it out.
Here we go, the autopilot is out, but the auto throttle is still engaged. As Matt mentioned, the last thing we want to do is crash this down because the whole rig has to reset and I'll lose valuable simulator time. So because it's my first landing, Mac is guarding the thrust just in case we need to take evasive action.
That's a really good shit.
Stay high, no flashes.
Okay, well,
That's it. My legs are just here. It's chilled so you can feel the influence. It's just going to, that's the best.
Change the sailor plate. Minimums.
Continue. That's it. Nice and easy. Now, little movements. Then we're going to have ground effect. Your wings are getting closer to ground. That's it. Hold it there. Look at the end of the runway. Don't do anything else. Just let it glide. Just look outside. Okay, start to pull up. Pull up.
40, 30, 20, 10.
That's it. Look at nice drop. Okay, really hard. See how the most sun
wow, that was unreal.
80 knots. 70. Manual braking.
Now it's time for my second approach, this time no autopilot or no auto throttle as a full manual approach. For height reference I'll be using the runway PAPI lights.
That's it. 800 feet to the right. That's gear down 3, wings towards 15, speed brakes. Same drop.
Yeah.
So you can trim that bit up if you want to. So you kept the glide really nice. So quick up the PSI. So we're not descending much, so we're going to end up with whites. We don't want to motorise down because you pick it up real quick. too wobbly.
Yeah, it's your tip of little nudges make a difference.
There you go. Well,
Okay.
fine. We're going to do a static run up this time. Hold the brakes. Just to shake the snow off. Bring the power up to 70. Brake them to, so really hold those brakes at the aircraft don't move. We're just going to shake the snow off. Okay, stable, release the foot brakes and power up. Remember to use the rudders. That's it.
Time for my final approach into Innsbruck, Austria. Again, this is a fully visual approach, no auto throttle, no autopilot, and a much more challenging landing due to the runway being much shorter. Final landing brought us to the end of the most incredible hours of this flight simmer's life. There's definitely no doubt that being a PC pilot helps, but nothing can prepare you for this. Huge thanks to Captain Mack. He quickly picked up on what knowledge I had and what I was capable of, which helped me make the most out of my hour in the simulator. If you're thinking of giving this a try, I can't recommend Captain Mack enough. Here I'll be providing his details, so shout him up. If you haven't already, do consider clicking the subscribe button to help me reach 10,000 subscribers.